wonderful, sweet babies. It's Destin Troyce, and you're listening to my podcast, Time Out with Troyce. Now, for today's podcast, I really wanted to get on here and speak about this very disgusting video that I seen on the internet, and I felt like I really had to come on here and address it. So basically, I want to talk about this viral video of this grown-ass woman basically walking to a Subway mad as fuck because she wanted a refund for a damn Subway sandwich because her bacon was undercooked. So she walked in there picking on the cashier for not toasting her bacon enough, even though the cashier toasted her bacon literally twice.
So you're going to give me no, you call the police. You're going to give me either my money back or you're going to give me some cooked bacon. That's just what's going to happen.
I mean, you talk to somebody else.
Yeah, that's okay. You can either give me cooked bacon or...
What's your problem?
I asked her to put it in a toaster oven. This bacon is not cooked.
I put it in the oven like...
Okay, well, see, you figure it out. You figure out what to do. You don't get an attitude with me. You put it back in the... Go ahead, because it's going to be all on social media.
What kind of...
I asked for a club sandwich with bacon.
Exactly, like...
Well, that's why you work here, and that's why you're always going to be working for other people.
Yep.
Exactly. You know that, right?
You need to wipe that off your mouth.
Thank you for telling me.
You're so welcome.
You're welcome. You're a little ignorant. You're very ignorant. And you're really bad for business.
Yeah.
You're really bad for business. That's okay. I'm gonna let the little African dude to know.
I don't care.
Okay. It's gonna be all on social media.
I'm gonna talk to you crazy.
Okay, well keep talking.
Okay.
Keep talking.
I will.
That's why you're gonna be at Subway for the rest of your goddamn life with an attitude like
If I
that.
choose to stay at Subway,
That's because losers they work for people.
Yeah. Who do you
And then you're not myself.
Girl, bye.
Myself.
Girl, bye. You're stupid. Like, you're stupid. I mean, that's gonna be you going to jail.
No, it's nothing. You said you're gonna put your hands on me. What you gonna do?
Girl, get out my face.
Drag, girl.
Who gonna get dragged? Girl.
That's right. That's right. You better stay calm. You better stay calm
You better
behind
stay
there.
calm.
You better stay calm there.
stay
Better
calm.
stay calm, little girl.
Girl, I'll show you what this little girl can
Okay, do it. Do it.
Catch me at 10 when I get
No, you
off.
can catch me right now.
No,
Because you can catch
me at 10.
you can catch me right now.
Catch me at 10. I get off
You can
at
catch me right now. It's okay.
You know,
Have enough common sense to know to cook bacon for your sandwich. What can I give you? What can I do for you?
Better training. You can have a meeting on the weekends and be like, this
Several
is what.
meetings.
Well,
About
then
five.
maybe new
About five.
employees,
Right.
new employees.
Exactly.
Okay, well, so I don't, only thing I wanted to do is just not take it to corporate owned because I only shop black owned and I did not want to get anybody in trouble. But since I don't get an apology or anything, it's pretty much like you're blaming it on me because you aren't managing your
I'm not
employees
blaming
correctly.
you. I just agree with you that they should have gave you bacon. But I mean, I'm not blaming it on you or nobody else. What I'm trying to get you to see is you're like twice as old as my daughter. At
Well,
that point, you should have went
it
to
didn't
Joseph.
matter if she was your daughter.
I don't care what employee it was. I'm not just telling you that because it's my daughter. She's a kid, and grown-ups don't argue with kids.
I don't care.
So what you should have did is went to the grown-up.
Listen,
or
I
left.
just hate to get your daughter
You
fired.
can go to corporate if you want to. These
I
private
am
homes.
going to. How the way it went down.
So you had a grown-up on the shelf that stood there.
That's
doing
not
nothing.
my problem. You should have trained your employees to
Yeah,
learn how
I mean,
to deal with
again,
employees.
She is older than me, so you
it
should know
doesn't
better.
matter. You are the manager.
That wasn't
Manager
here.
is
That
supposed
wasn't
to
here.
manage.
I wasn't here.
And if you can't manage,
I had already worked my shift, ma'am.
then they should
I'm
have
not
give you
gonna
better
stay here for
training.
more
They
than
got to give
tonight
you
and
training.
watch over
They need to
them.
give you better training.
First they need training, now I need training.
Yeah, you
What
need
do I need training for? I wasn't here.
then you need training on management. They have all
I have
kinds
a
of books.
business
They have
degree
all
in
kind
management.
of,
Hold
well, you
on
got to
now.
use it though.
But you can't stay here and tell me what I need to do because
But
I wasn't here. At this
it
point, I
doesn't
need you
matter.
to leave out the store.
I am going to
so
leave
I
out
can
the store.
finish my job.
Okay.
You got a free sandwich. Your bacon was good. Come back to this store.
Okay, I know the owners. You can't tell me
Wherever
that.
you want. You don't care which one you
Girl,
want.
please. You need
Which one you
training. Management
Because now I'm on the
training.
phone.
Management
And
training.
then you know.
I'm just
I'm gonna
saying.
ask you again to get out the store.
I'm getting out the store. So
What's that gonna do because you recorded?
yeah, I just want the world to
You
know.
ignorant, not me. Arguing with a kid.
I'm just
because
letting you
you
know.
need
Yeah,
something
I'm gonna. Yes, that's right. I wanted cooked bacon.
Now, let me just start off by saying that obviously the woman that was recording was a Karen. Karens come in all shapes, sizes, races, and colors. That one was a fucking Karen. And it fucking sucks because Karens think that they fucking own everything. They can do what the hell they want. And I know that she was trying to make this teenage girl feel bad for working at Subway because first of all, this is a teenage girl. Obviously, when we're teenagers, all we can get is shitty jobs. And the reason why we can get shitty jobs is because shitty jobs have low wages. The reason why low wages are usually a good fit for teenagers is because teenagers don't need that much money because they can depend on their parents' support. So I noticed that society has this chip on their shoulder where they feel like they can disrespect young people, and I'm so fucking tired of this ageist bullshit. It's called ageism. In my personal opinion, I feel like it stems from the Bible, and it stems from religion, or it stems from all religions in general. So I feel like a lot of times parents also have the chip on their shoulder to be disrespectful to their kids. I know a lot of y'all watching this are grown, but I feel like at some point y'all can relate to what I'm saying, because y'all were young once too. People feel like they can disrespect younger people because they see it like this. Oh, you're young, you're stupid, I could treat you how I want, or I could treat you any kind of way. That's where the notion respect your elders comes from. But I noticed that the people who always spew respect your elders are usually the main ones who stay disrespecting and stay dissing young people. And it's so sickening because it's always parents doing that shit the most. A good example was this. So this video obviously reminds me of a particular time where I used to work at a restaurant. When I was 18 and I was a senior in high school, I worked at a restaurant, and basically this restaurant had over 100 employees. It was a fancy restaurant, and a lot of people applied, tried to get the job, but a lot of people couldn't get the job. And I noticed that every time I worked a part-time job, when I was working in food, fast food, when I was working at restaurants, in my teen years, I noticed that I was always disrespected by my other coworkers, and I never understood why. My coworkers literally used to call me baby boy. Like, that was literally like their nickname for me, and they didn't even like care to ask me my name. They would always just be like, hey, baby boy, can you get these dishes for me? Hey, baby boy, can you get this? Like, they would just call me that, and I just got so annoyed, and I would just be like, whatever, because me being a little dumbass teenager, a dumbass senior in high school, I didn't have like a backbone to stick up for myself because I was still trying to let the whole work life sink in for me. So I didn't stick up for myself, but I should have, because when you're young and you don't stick up for yourself, they're going to think, okay, cool, I could just come for this person or do this and this and this and that. And people always stay disrespecting me. There was this one time where one of my coworkers, he put a boiling hot skillet like literally lying on the counter somewhere, and I told him, hey, excuse me, you can't put that there, you have to put that over there, because if you put that over there, someone's going to get burned. He looked at me and he was about to move it, but he said, hey, don't fucking talk to me like that, bro. Don't put that bullshit with me. And then he like walked off. And I was like, Raggy? What that? I was shocked because I didn't do it in a disrespectful way. I literally said, you can't put that there because somebody might get burned. Please put that over there. And he just got so disrespectful, and I was just shocked because I was just like, why he cussing at me for it? But I just let it go and left it alone. Then there was this one instance where another coworker did the exact same thing, where they were stacking plates in a different direction. And I told him, hey, you're supposed to put the plates over there. You're supposed to use that system. And he was like, fuck that way. And I just stayed quiet, and I was like, okay. It just made me very annoyed. It made me very uncomfortable, and I didn't like it because I felt as though that I was being dissed and disrespected, and I knew why, because I had a manager who was so fucking sweet to me, so nice. This Hispanic dude in his 40s. He was so cool. He was so nice. And he was so respectful to me, and he would always like make little jokes about like how young I was or whatever. And he knew I was 18, and he knew I was a senior in high school, and he peeped that people were disrespecting me, but I would always dust it off because I just didn't care, because I'm a very bitch, I don't care. I'm unbothered. I'm gonna keep it moving. I ain't here to be y'all fucking friends. Y'all can live y'all life and do what the fuck y'all want. Y'all can be miserable and hateful and rude. That's y'all business. I don't care. It don't affect me. That's how I was, which is, you shouldn't really be like that, because you should check people who disrespect you. So my manager pulled me to the side one time and told me, don't let those people walk all over you and disrespect you. And I was like, oh, okay. Like I was shocked that he was telling me this, because I was just like, I don't know where this is coming from. And basically he asked me, how old are you? And I was like, oh, I'm 18. And he was like, damn, you're a baby. And I was like, thanks, even though I'm really saying, bitch, I'm grown. That's what I'm saying to myself mentally. But I peeped that the reason why a lot of people were doing little shit like that or texting me or like poking fun at me was because I was the youngest person there. There was even this one instance where like I had like one team leader who was just constantly like dissing me and disrespecting me, and he'd be like, hey, put that over there, put that over there. And I'd be like, okay, cool, I'm gonna do it. And he would like sometimes like even like shove me a little bit and be like, hey, over here, stand over here. Like he'll like shove me like in one direction. If I'm standing in a place where I shouldn't be, he'll like shove me and put me over here. Which I'm just like, okay, yeah, like I just didn't like that. It was just little stuff that I noticed, and I realized as I got older that the reason why a lot of people disrespecting me was because a lot of people hated the fact that they were working with someone so much younger. There was even this one instance where one of my coworkers said to me, so how much are you getting an hour? And I told him, I'm getting $10 an hour. How much are you getting? And he said, I'm getting $10.50. He literally like moved his head, didn't even make eye contact. Like I could feel him like rolling his eyes and was like, I'm getting $10.50. And I was like, oh, okay. Because I didn't think anything of it, because I don't know any better. When you're a young teenager, you think that, look, if I'm getting money, bitch, throw it up and make it rain. I want anything. Even if it's $7 an hour, when you're a teenager, all you want is money, and that's it. You don't care how much it is. But with grown-ups, a lot of them have like bills, some of them have kids, and that's why a lot of them see it as a I don't want to have to compete with somebody who's young enough to be my child or someone who's young enough to be my younger brother because da 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 da. Because here's the thing, you remind them of their youth. They hate the fact that young people are making money because they see it as a let the grown folks work, let the grown folks come get the job, let the grown folks make the money, and you can get the fuck out of here because you have your whole life ahead of you. That's usually the mindset. And this doesn't just go for teenagers, this goes for people in their early 20s. I'm pretty sure a lot of y'all who are in your 20s or even early 30s, y'all work at a certain job, right? And I'm pretty sure at one point, a lot of y'all worked at a job where you were the youngest person there, or you were one of the few youngest people there. And they was always dissing you and disrespecting you and trying you and testing you, and you didn't understand why. And the reason why they was doing it was because they knew that you were young. That's why. And I hate to say it, but sometimes people are genuinely jealous of your youth. They hate the fact that you have this youthfulness about you because that means you have your whole life ahead of you. I've had like many encounters where I've met people in the entertainment industry and this shit makes me annoyed where I just want to fucking scream. But there were like a lot of moments where a lot of people I meet in the entertainment industry, they'll ask me, how old are you? You look really young. And I'll tell them my age and they'll like start getting sassy and rude or whatever. Or they'll give me an attitude or they'll be like, you have your whole life ahead of you and do shit like that. And I never understood why, because I just see it as, yeah, I'm younger than a lot of y'all, but it's not that serious. Like, I'm young. It's not that serious. I never understood it. But someone had to break it down to me, and I had to think about what one of my managers said when he was telling me, don't let these people pick on you. That was one of the best advice that he ever gave me, because I now can correlate it to now. The issue is this. People who are a lot older than you, and when you're the youngest person in the room, are intimidated by you because they see it like this. You have your whole life ahead of you, and I've been here for so on and so on and so on this many months, and I hate the fact that you're making as much as me, or you're making almost as much as me, or you're making more than me at your age, because when I was your age, I made bad decisions, and when I was your age, I was doing drugs, when I was your age, I was smoking weed, and when I was your age, I was partying and clubbing, and when I was your age, I was having sex with everything, and when I was your age, I was turning up, when I was in your age, I was stacking up my student loan debt, when I was your age, I was a mess. And they hate the fact that you're so young and you're literally at their level, and they don't want you to see eye to eye. People who are older than you don't want you to be eye to eye with them. They hate that. That's why a lot of times your parents will disrespect you, and they'll feel like they don't have to respect you because they see you as a peasant. And the Bible kind of does that. And I hate to do this to people who are religious. Don't take it personally, but I'm saying this. But the Bible really does promote ageism. It promotes the fact that children should act a certain way. Children should act accordingly. Children shouldn't talk too much. Children shouldn't be this way. Children should do this. Even if you're not even a child and you look young, people will still diss you and disrespect you. There are times where sometimes I go to a restaurant, because I go to a restaurant alone. Child, I'm by myself, solo, dolo, 95% of the times. And I go to a restaurant by myself, and sometimes when I go to a restaurant, I'll notice that a lot of hostess will sometimes like take forever to seat me, but I know they're doing that shit on purpose because they see me as someone who's probably not going to tip that well, not going to be respectful, and they don't want to serve me because, of course, I'm also a young black man, and they see it as, okay, young black man, clearly he's not going to tip. And there was this one time I went to this seafood restaurant. A good example of this, recently I went to a seafood restaurant, and it took them 12 minutes to seat me. And this has happened multiple times at different restaurants. Literally only one person is at a table. Literally there's no one there. There's literally no one there. This restaurant is empty and it's early in the day. I'm waiting to get seated so I can get some damn seafood because, bitch, I'm fucking hungry, right? And people really do treat you based off of how you look. If you're attractive, they'll treat you well. If you're young, they'll treat you like shit. So I finally get seated, and they find a waiter all the way in the back. This is a young dude. He's one of the only waiters that didn't walk by me. They find him all the way in the back. I see him coming from the kitchen. He comes all the way in the back, and he comes towards me to come serve me. The first thing he asked me was, okay, what do you want? Like, what do you like to order? And I told him, okay. I look at the most expensive thing on the item, not on purpose, but I wanted a big-ass bag of seafood, right? I want them big-ass seafood bags, right? So I ordered the big-ass bag of seafood, and it was $109. And I was like, hey, you know what? I want to treat myself. I just got paid. Hey, fuck it, why not? This is recently. So I buy that, and I said, okay, fine. I would like to take this. I bought that, and then boom. He was like, oh, wow, thank you. I've never gotten that order before. And I was like, oh, really? So automatically, I kind of connect the dots, and I started realizing, oh, you've never gotten that order before. This is a pretty expensive restaurant. My guess is they probably gave me the little guy who probably doesn't know shit, doesn't have that much experience, and they gave him to me because they knew that I wasn't going to tip shit. That's pretty fucked up. And he looked really, really young, too. He was a really young Asian dude. He serves me. He treated me very well, treated me like a human, because I think he automatically knew I was going to tip him well because I ordered the most expensive thing on the item. Well, one of the most expensive things on the menu. One of the first things I did was, as soon as I was done eating, I thanked him for serving me, and he handed me my bill, paid the bill, and I ended up tipping him $50. And I tipped them $50 on purpose because I wanted to teach those motherfuckers in the back a lesson because they took forever to seat me. And I felt the animosity when they were walking by me so many times. So I tipped the dude that they gave me $50. And one thing that I noticed was as soon as I tipped him $50, he came back to my table, gave back my receipt, and he was so sweet. He was like, oh my God, thank you so much. Thank you so much. Like, he was just bowing down, just giving me so much, like, respect, and was like, thank you. You're so generous, like, just being so sweet to me. And I tipped him because he deserved it. He was really, really good at what he did. The food was fucking average as fuck. It was not worth the money, but I tipped him $50 because I appreciated his service and I appreciate him being nice to me because they had me waiting in that damn lobby for like 12 minutes trying to look for a damn server to serve me, which is annoying because like 4 servers walked right past me. And I felt like they purposely didn't want to serve me because they thought I was young and they thought that since I was a single person, I was a black person, they didn't want to serve me. But I feel like it more so had to do with the fact that I was young and I was also by myself. Really, once I tipped him, I felt a lot of negative energy. I felt people staring at me. And I look like at the corner of my eye and I see people like at the bar, I see people like across the restaurant who work there just staring at me. And I think because they were so shocked that I tipped that much. And I noticed that as soon as I was ready to go, as soon as I like get my stuff ready to leave, like ready to like go to the car or whatever, I noticed that they put the dude who served me at the front to greet people. Like, they, like, literally had him at the front greeting people, saying hello. Like, they literally made him a greeter. They made him say hello and wave at people who were coming into the restaurant. And I was a little bit annoyed because I was just like, what the fuck? I just tipped you $50 and they got you. If anything, they should be putting you at more tables because you're fucking the shit. But nah. I think they were genuinely hateful and jealous of the fact that the little guy and the young guy got all these tips and they put him at the front because they were just like, okay, bitch, you made enough money for the day. And he was young. He was like in his early 20s. He looked like he was probably like damn near like probably like, you know, fresh out of high school, probably like a freshman in college. He looked young. And I think they got annoyed because they probably didn't expect me to tip that much because I looked young. And here they go treating the young guy and putting him at the front and making him greet people. Not even a hostess. They're literally making him stand at the front and greet people. And I didn't like that shit. That shit made me so upset. So that's what I mean when I say people will literally diss you and disrespect you constantly. And I hate that shit so much because they do this to young people and they do this to people who look young. Because I know a lot of y'all watching this are probably like in your 30s or in your 40s, and some of y'all look young, and people, and y'all can feel disrespect. If you're someone that is a little bit older and you look young, you know what I mean. People will literally diss you and disrespect you because they see you as a little pipsqueak, little insignificant person. I could treat you however the fuck I want. And it's annoying because it boxes you in. It makes people treat you like shit. There's a lot of times where sometimes I walk inside of like a restaurant or I go into like an event where I meet a lot of people in the entertainment industry, and as soon as I, you know, just sit down, they think I'm just some regular intern, and when I tell them what I do and tell them about my following, when they ask, I notice that they say, oh wow, that's amazing, and they start getting like really, really rude and really snippy with me and saying, oh, so what's your plan when YouTube stops paying you? Like, people have literally said fuck shit like that to me. Not even just that, but even family members. And that's why I don't fuck with a lot of my family members. I don't fuck with none of them people other than like one fucking person, and that's my damn brother, because I was pissed as fuck that a lot of family members had like this evil resentment and this jealousy towards me where they would treat me like shit because I was the youngest person in the family. And I came through a lot of bullshit. I went through a lot of shit in my life when I was younger, and that's why I worked so hard when I was young. Because one piece of advice that somebody gave me, use your time wisely. I was told at a very young age, you have the same amount of time as Beyonce. Beyonce came in the industry when she was 12, and Beyonce ended up being a legend at 25. Use your time wisely. 25 is a young ass fucking age, and now Beyonce's not even 40 yet, and Beyonce is a force to be reckoned with in the industry. People treat you because they see you as like, oh, you're a little pipsqueak, you're young, you're stupid, you know nothing about life. But then when you're like above them, or when you have gotten to a point where you're eye to eye with them, they hate that. They want to knock you down to a certain level, and I don't like that shit. That shit really fucking irritates me, and it makes me upset. And also another good example was, I remember one time some lady was knocking on my door trying to sell me cable. It was a black woman and it was a little Hispanic woman. They were like in their early 30s. They knocked on my door trying to sell me cable, and one of the first things they said was, "Oh, hey, sweetheart, is your parents home? We work with AT&T." And I said, "Oh, no, I'm grown." And she looked at me and was like, "Oh, okay, well, you look 12." And I was like, oh, like just awkwardly laughing because I know what she's trying to say. I know what she's trying to do. Basically trying to say, you're a pipsqueak, you ain't shit, and you don't deserve respect because you're young. And I don't like that. When you look young, it's a struggle. Because I look so young, people sometimes feel the need to disrespect me, diss me, treat me like shit, and look down on me. And sometimes I be having to check people, or sometimes I usually just stay quiet, keep it contained, keep it cool, keep it calm, keep it collected. Yes, because a lot of times when I do work and I do other things, a lot of my colleagues, a lot of them be twice my age. And sometimes they hate that shit because they see it as when I was your age, I was doing this. When I was your age, I was that. And I'm sorry. I'm not, no, I'm actually not sorry, bitch. I used my time wisely when I was young. I've been grinding, I've been working hard, and I've had a life plan since I was like 14. I've always organized what I wanted to do. I always knew what I wanted to do because I knew my purpose at such a young age. And that's my advice for a lot of young people watching this, or my advice for a lot of young women watching this, or even young men watching this. If you have people in your family or even parents or relatives who look down on you, treat you like shit, or you have coworkers who are way older than you and disrespect you at your job and you're in your early 20s or whatever, don't let that shit faze you. They hate your youth. They hate that because when they see you, it reminds them of how they didn't use their time wisely. And it reminds them how they wasted so much time doing this, that, and the third, while you're over here doing what they wish they would have done when they were your age. And that shit fucking hurts. And that's exactly what reminds me and what triggered me when I saw this woman disrespecting this teenager working at Subway. Are you mad because she's getting money at 16 years old, probably making a good amount of $400, $500 every week or every 2 weeks? And by the time she's 18, 19 years old, she might fuck around and be a manager. Or if she's not a manager, she might level up and get a good job and get like $15, $16, $17 an hour. And by the time she's 25, she might end up owning her own damn company. And she might fuck around and buy your ass out and buy your own company. And that's why when you were younger, a lot of your relatives or your parents probably teared you down and ruined your dreams because they see it as a, well, if my parents ruined my dreams or if older people ruined my dreams, I'm going to ruin your dreams too. Because even though you're young and you're innocent, I want to make sure that you're happy and unhappy and miserable by the time you hit middle age, or by the time you hit 30, or by the time you hit a certain age. I don't want you to believe in yourself, because if you believe in yourself, you're going to get so much done and you're going to get so much of your potential accomplished by the time you hit a certain milestone. So if you have a narcissistic mother that always tears you down, says that you're a hoe, that you're this, that you're ugly, that you're this, that you dress like this and look like this, and you should do more of this and more of that, please believe the reason why you have a narcissistic mother is because she's jealous of your youth. The reason why your parents, even if you're a young man, will tear you down and say that you don't do this enough, you dress like this, you look like this, you act like that, is because they see themselves within you. They literally are like, they're treating you, they look at you like they look at them. It's like a mirror. When they see you, it's a mirror effect, like a, damn, you're so young. I remember when I was your age. It brings back memories because they compare themselves to when they were your age, and then they think about how their self-esteem was, and they want to make sure they keep your self-esteem at that level. So like I said, don't let your parents, don't let your aunts, your cousins, your relatives, let them go if you got to, treat you like shit, and make you think that you're less than just because you're young. You are worthy, you are amazing. If you're a parent and you have kids that are young, please uplift them, like raise their potential. We need more kids believing in themselves. We need more dreamers out here, bro. We need more people who love and appreciate and believe in themselves, because this woman right here who felt the need to record this damn video and record this lady at Subway, record this woman, this 16, 17-year-old young woman, and tell her that she ain't shit and that she gonna be working at so-and-so for the rest of her life. Are you kidding me? What's going on here? Like, nah, like I had this one cousin who's literally a fucking narcissist that had to cut off recently, and she's so evil. She would talk mad shit and make up lies about me all the time because she would see all the success that I had and I had like maintained at such an early age, and she would like go around telling people a whole bunch of horrible things about me. And I know that bitch is watching. Hi. Anyways, I'm petty as fuck. I stuck out the middle finger for those of y'all who are listening and not watching. But anyways, basically, I had like this one family member, this one relative who would just always diss me and disrespect me. There was this one time where when I had first moved out of my parents' house, and basically she said to me, how much do you make for you to be just living on your own now? And I said, oh, I make X amount every month. And I should have never told her that because she got very nasty with me and said, you make that much a month? This was years ago. She literally said to me, see, at my job, I've been working hard, Troyce. I work hard at my job, and you making that much a month? How do I get into YouTube? She literally said that to me, and I never forgot that shit. And she's only like 6, 7 years older than me, and that shit really pissed me off. And I had to recently stop fucking with her because she was always doing little catty, fucked up shit behind my back, and I didn't like it. So that's what I mean when I say when you're young, people are intimidated by you. When you're young and you're working at a corporate office or in a restaurant, keep your head up, babe. Keep your head up, and don't let them get you down. They're only mad that you still have your purity and you still have your innocence. Because even if you're young, living your life, making some mistakes, it's fine. Make some mistakes, but have a plan. Do things, prepare. Listen, do things that yourself 10 years from now would thank yourself for. Some of y'all are probably like in your early 30s. Some of y'all are probably in your early 20s. Some of y'all are probably teenagers. Think how old you will be in a decade. Do shit now that yourself in a decade will thank you for. Start saving for retirement. Make up a plan. Figure out what you're going to do. If you don't want to go to school, figure out what you want to do. Figure out your goals. Start manifesting. Start getting into like spirituality. Start looking more into like what you want to do, what you love, what you like, believe in yourself. Start building your confidence. Start looking in the mirror and telling yourself what you love about yourself. Start building confidence now, because if you don't, you're gonna get to a point where it's too late, and then you're gonna end up just like those miserable motherfuckers who you dealt with when you were young, who looked down on you and got mad because you're making the same amount as them and you're making more than them. So, baby, you got so much time. You've got time, and youth is a beauty. And honestly, it's fine that people disrespect me because I look young, because I have like my clear skin and no facial hair. It's fine that people disrespect me. It's fine, because at the same time, when I look older, bitch, I'm gonna age fine like wine. I play too much, but I'm gonna be real. Looking young is a blessing and a curse, but being young and having your youth is a gateway for tons of opportunities. You may think that your life isn't going anywhere because you're in your 20s or you're in your early teens or whatever, or you're in your early 30s. But listen, babe, you got like 50 different doors. You could pick any one and you could turn any one of them doors into anything you want. If anyone hasn't told you recently, I believe in you. Don't let bitches like this who record teenage girls and put them on the internet get you down. Don't let people tell you that you ain't gonna be shit, because those are the people who really on the inside hate themselves and hate the fact that they wasted so much time. But that's that for this podcast. Hope you guys enjoyed this. Ooh, wow, time flew. Hope you guys enjoyed this podcast. Thank you guys so much for watching, listening, or whatever. You can listen to me on all streaming platforms, SoundCloud, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, so on and so forth. And yeah, please be sure to subscribe to my Patreon if you guys are interested. Make sure you guys follow me on Instagram. And like I said, you got time. And things will work out for you. They always will. Timeout is over.